It's been confirmed that Varada Setu will be joining Doctor Who as a new companion in Season 2 next year. The news will come as no surprise to any fan that's been following the rumours since January, but we'll get into that a bit later on. So, Varada Setu will join the 15th Doctor and Ruby Sunday in the second season of Doctor Who, which will air in 2025. Like many Doctors who have come before him, one is not enough for the 15th Doctor. And in Season 2, he will have two companions by his side, as Varada Setu steps aboard the TARDIS. Varada joins the Whoniverse from a galaxy far, far away, after starring in the Disney Plus Star Wars series Andor. Now she straps in for another journey through time and space, alongside Ncuti Gatwa as the 15th Doctor and Millie Gibson as Ruby Sunday. Setu says, "I feel like the luckiest person in the world. It is such an honour to be a part of the Whoniverse, and I'm so grateful to the whole Doctor Who family, because that is what they are, for welcoming me with open arms and making me feel so at home. I couldn't ask for a better team than Ncuti and Millie to be on this adventure with. This is so much fun." Russell T Davies says, "I first worked with Varada on a BBC production of A Midsummer Night's Dream, and it's a joy to welcome her on board the TARDIS. Right now, in the studio, shooting for 2025, we've got Ncuti, Millie and Varada fighting side by side. We need all three, because the stakes are higher than ever." And then we have a couple of pictures of Ncuti with Millie and Varada at what appears to be a read-through, I'm guessing for the current block, which I believe is the finale for Season 2, so perhaps this has been released because there is going to be some public filming taking place with the three of them, I'm not sure. But yes, the rumours have been circulating about Varada joining the TARDIS since about January. I think it feels like months and months, and at the same time, as part of that same rumour, it basically said that Millie had been dropped from the show, she'd been sacked or whatever, or just that she'd left. But yeah, it kind of put a spin on it, a certain spin on it, which would now appear to have been completely debunked because she's still very much involved. It's recently been confirmed that she will be appearing in Season 2. She had been seen at filming anyway. And now I've got this photo of her alongside Ncuti and Varada, so she has by no means left the series. She might still be leaving the series, leaving the show after this point. It's hard to say. Maybe the finale will be her final episode, for instance, her final story, but she will at least be appearing in some of Season 2. Now, the way this news has been presented makes it look like both Millie and Varada will be appearing across the whole of Season 2. It makes it like there's going to be a TARDIS trio in that season, the 15th Doctor and two companions, Ruby and this unnamed character played by Varada Sethu. But the evidence we have says no, that is not going to be the case whatsoever. They're leading us down the garden path with this, because actually what appears to be happening is that Varada's character is the kind of main companion for the season, appearing in every episode, and Ruby will just be popping up here and there to kind of, tie up her storyline, maybe come back, in the finale as like a kind of recurring character, much like Rose will be appearing in this year's finale, having already been established. We've got this character there, part of the Whoniverse, still around, but not on board the TARDIS full time. Something like that. To some extent, this is all just rumour, but I believe it is backed up by certain things to do with filming and scheduling. For instance, Millie went on holiday after wrapping on Doctor Who Season 1, and I believe she was still on holiday when certain scenes were being filmed in public with Varada and Ncuti before, her casting had been announced. And so, yes, obviously she's not going to be appearing in those stories if she wasn't at filming, if she wasn't even in the country. So I think that kind of speaks for itself, really. Varada's character will be the main companion, and Ruby will still be there, still on the scene, but by no means, a full-time TARDIS traveller anymore. She'll be taking a step back. I believe from the filming bits we have seen, there's been some stuff with a love interest character for her who perhaps works at units, but don't quote me on that. We have seen similar stuff to this before, I guess, like in Series 4, where Donna was the main companion, and Martha came back for a few episodes, and then at the end of the series, obviously everybody came back, and Donna was still the main companion, but those characters were nevertheless still there, they were still in the story. It didn't mean that they were main companions as well, they were just more there in supporting roles. I think with this, it has the potential to be something slightly different. We don't know, because, we're only going off rumours and speculation and stuff, but it kind of seems like maybe there'll be two storylines running in parallel, perhaps. Maybe the Doctor drops Ruby off at the end of season 1, and he's not intending to kind of, leave her there for good. He's intending to come back to her. Maybe he then gets distracted and meets Varada's character, and then he has two companions, not at once, but in tandem, and there are these two storylines going on at once, because I think that's kind of how it seems to be from the filming we have seen in public so far. The Millie stuff seems to be quite separate from the stuff currently that's been filmed with Varada, and that could all be about to change because they do all appear to be in the finale. But this is the first time they've actually appeared together. Are they really pulling the wool over our eyes here and making us think that this trio, appears throughout the series from the start, whereas actually they don't all meet, they're not all in the same room until the finale, or maybe much later in the series than episode 1. There are lots of possibilities there, and we're not going to know for sure, until over a year's time, because, we haven't even had season 1 air yet. We haven't really met Ruby, we've met her in the Christmas episode, obviously, but we've not had her first full series and her first reaction to travelling in the TARDIS and going into the past and the future and etc. So, that is all still very much in the future. In the present, we've got this new series to enjoy first of all. I will just talk about how this has all been handled as well, in terms of those initial rumours, about Millie leaving the show and being sacked or dropped or whatever it was, and then obviously the rumours about Varada joining as a new companion. Now, I can understand on the one hand, and particularly with Varada's character, why they wouldn't necessarily want to confirm that straight away, especially before we've even had season 1 air. They want the focus to be on that rather than her. They want the focus to be on Ruby Sunday rather than this new character. And yes, the fans had seen her at filming with Shooty, by the TARDIS and stuff, and looking very much like a new companion. But even so, the vast majority of viewers, won't be aware of that. It won't even come into the equation. And so I suppose that's kind of what they were thinking there with Varada. I think it's a bit of a shame, really, with Millie, that, she's had to endure these rumours, and it's all been out there for all these months, and everyone's kept quiet up until this point. They could have kept this quiet until after season 1 had aired, and they could have, waited until that point to confirm it. They could have kept denying the fact that Varada is even involved in the show, let alone the new companion. I'm guessing they're only revealing the news now because they absolutely have to, like I say, because there is some public filming taking place where these three are going to be spotted on the streets of Cardiff, say, or wherever it is, and they're not going to be able to deny the rumours any longer. I'm guessing that is what's happening here, because otherwise, the whole strategy just seems a bit weird, and it seems a bit weird anyway. I guess all this is one of those unfortunate side effects of them filming so far in advance, like a whole season in advance by this point, that we're learning this stuff, which we could have really done with, waiting to find out, like I say, after season 1. But yeah, I guess at the end of the day, it's what they have to do. What are your thoughts on Varada Setu being confirmed as Doctor Who's new companion, and the way this news has been presented, the whole TARDIS trio thing? Do you believe that for a second or not? And as well, what are your thoughts on how all this has been handled in terms of the rumours about Millie, the rumours about Varada? Was this the right time to reveal the news? Should it have been sooner or later? Let me know. If you have enjoyed this video, please do leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you're new for more stuff like this in the future. But otherwise, until the next one, thank you so much for watching, and goodbye for now.